Two Jedi escape a hostile blockade to find allies and come across a young boy who may bring balance to the Force. But the long-dormant Sith resurface to claim their original glory. Hello everyone and welcome to another movie review, and this time it's on the movie Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This movie came out back in 1999. It was nominated for 3 Oscars, had another 26 wins, and another 69 nominations. This was directed and written by George Lucas. The top cast is Ewan McGregor, Liam Neeson, Natalie Portman, Jake Lloyd, Ian McDiarmid, Pernilla August, Oliver Ford Davis, Hugh Quashie, Ahmed Best, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, Frank Oz, Terrence Stamp, Brian Blessed, Andy Secombe, Ray Park, Lewis McLeod, and Warwick Davis. Like I said before, sometimes I can't even read my own writing, because I do cursive. My thoughts on this movie. Okay, Episode 4, 5, and 6 came out before these ones did. And, of course, Episode 4, I believe, was 1977. Episode 5, I want to say 79, maybe 80. And then the last one was in 1982. 1 year before I was born. That, I do remember that. Episode 6. First one of Star Wars. I think it was 77. It could have been earlier than that. It could have been earlier. My thoughts on this movie. So yeah, like I said, coming off of those, onto this one. And this is, well, the crap fest started to begin. Not to say that this is a bad movie. It's not, but a lot of bad themes in the Star Wars movies really started to happen in this one. And the originals, episode 4, 5, and 6, there were some issues in those ones too. Some major issues, but like most people, I was able to look past them somewhat, and it made it this one is well, it started to become worse. So let's go over everything. First of all, let's talk about the best things about this movie, which would be the graphics, great graphics, and the action. I would have to say the acting was actually pretty badass. It was actually great. Not a disappointing moment in the action or the graphics. That's the best thing about this movie. The best thing. Alright, so let's start off with not the weakest part, but the one right before the weakest part, which would be the acting, the cast. Not to say that the cast is bad. There are some big names here. Samuel L. Jackson, Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, and the other one, and Natalie Portman. Yeah, some big actors. Also, Frank Oz. Can't forget about Frank Oz or Daniels. Anthony Daniels. He played the voice of C-3PO. For what it's worth, I think the actors did a good job considering what they were given. I know a lot of these ones, as of this one, started having like half the people hated these ones, and the ones that came out afterwards, and half the people actually still loved Star Wars. I the so yeah, the acting I wouldn't say was bad. It was for the most part, it was good. It was nothing spectacular, nothing bad. There were some actors that I was watching this time around. I was like, really, really, that's your expression for that scene. Oh God, oh God. Like sometimes it was bad. It was bad. And that's the reason why I say, but it didn't last for the entire movie. It didn't. Sometimes it just lasted for a scene or two. Or some actors, it was like for like 4 or 5 scenes. But there was one actor, for me personally, that never disappointed in any scene whatsoever. And that would be Liam Neeson. I actually very much enjoyed his acting in this movie. I thought he was the best one there. Even Samuel L. Jackson, he wasn't in this movie for all that long, and for what it was worth when he was there, he was just plain good. And I'm surprised because normally he's so much better than that. He's actually a very good / amazing actor. I've seen a lot of great movies from him. And for him to be just good in this movie, it puts me in awe. In awe. Oh my God. You're so much better than that, Samuel L. Jackson. You're so much better than this movie. Anyhow, moving on. Like I said, Liam Neeson never disappointed me. Ewan McGregor. Oh God. With him, it's either a slam or a miss. Like it's either great or bad for the movies that he's in. And really, him being in this movie as a lovable character that we know from the original three, from the original one, sorry to say, not the original three, the first one of the original three, Obi-Wan Kenobi is who he played, and it's like, oh my God, such he's not a bad actor per se, but such a wasted role to go to an amateur actor like him. Because there's so much more better actors out there that's better than Ewan McGregor. And other actors that could have actually done this role justice. To me personally, I would have been comfortable with what's his name? He wasn't though. Anyhow, I can't seem to remember the actor's name at the moment, but Ewan McGregor never ever do a Star Wars movie ever again. That being said, we're gonna go on to the next worst thing about this movie. The acting wasn't the worst part. What was the worst part? What was the worst part of this movie? That would be the story. The story. The plot is on the borderline of decent and crap. That it really is. It really is. There was but it was written alright. I wouldn't say it was written really good. It was worse than that, but the way that it was written, it could have been worse, but it could have been so much better. I think it was the plot was written Good. Yeah. That's it. That's it. And this is just coming off of what I just saw. Because I just saw this movie again. Because I had to do a review on it. And for what it's worth, with everything that I've talked about, I actually still like this movie. Yes, I agree there's a lot of bad things about this movie, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad movie. Um, and there was actually some scenes. Well, I gotta note there was some scenes with a certain character. I think we all know this. I used to think he was funny as hell, and the past couple of viewings for me for this movie that I've had, I just found him just annoying. Uh, and I think we all know what character this is. Yeah. Anyhow, like I said before, I do like this movie still. A lot of bad things about it, but not exactly bad. I'd say it's a good movie. It had potential to be better because, to be honest, um, it was supposed. Well, Episode 4 was originally the start of the Star Wars movies. However, going back to these ones, they could have done so much better. Uh, coming back to Episode 1, well, it's like, okay, now we need to find a beginning to this now. And I like that. But that being said, we could have had a so much better beginning to this franchise. A so much better beginning. That being said, I talked about everything that I really wanted to talk about. IMDb, with all users combined, gives this movie a 6.5 out of 10. And I do not agree with that rating. I do not. And I'm looking at the rating that I gave it a while back, and I agree with that rating. I agree with the rating that I gave it. And I'm sticking with it. I give this movie a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. It's just a good, entertaining movie. That's it. Anyhow, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And if you love this movie or didn't love this movie, you can let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, what your thoughts are. I always love your comments, whether you love the movie or hate it. You can like this video if you like this review. And you can subscribe to my channel if you love my content. So thank you all for taking time to watch. And join me next time for another movie review I tend to do soon. I am out.